It was a quiet Thursday evening in the suburbs of Galveston, Texas, the kind of night where cicadas buzzed in the trees, porch lights glowed in warm amber, and absolutely nothing was supposed to go wrong. A young woman named Olivia Kingsley had just finished doing the dishes. The scent of lemon soap lingered on her fingers as she hummed softly, wiping down the counters. In the living room, her husband Marcus, a calm and thoughtful man in his late 30s, casually flipped through TV channels. Their home, painted in sage with white trim, reflected who they were: ordinary, peaceful, private. But that illusion shattered in an instant. A thunderous pounding at the front door made Olivia flinch so hard she dropped the kitchen towel. Marcus sat upright. Another bang followed, louder. Not a knock. A fist. No, several fists. Then came the shout. HOA enforcement. Open up. Olivia's heart dropped. HOA enforcement? She whispered. She glanced at Marcus, who stood slowly, frowning, and walked cautiously toward the door. The doorknob jerked violently. Then, with a crack, the door slammed inward, with splintering. 3 men in black tactical gear stormed into the house, wielding military-grade rifles. Sloppily duct-taped letters, HOA, were plastered across their chest plates. It was an ugly parody of authority. On the ground, hands where we can see them. One man, red-faced and sweating, shoved Marcus down, grinding his cheek against the hardwood floor. Olivia screamed, backing into the kitchen. Please, you can't be here. What is this? Violation of Community Code 4.1c, barked one of the intruders. Illegal modifications and failure to comply with inspection notice. What notice? They hadn't received anything. Olivia's head spun, but 2 men in the kitchen didn't move. Jake and Matt Kingsley, Olivia's twin brothers, stood still. Retired Navy SEALs, both hardened by years of war. They had come for a visit. A week of barbecue and family catch-ups. Jake's voice, calm and sharp, cut through the chaos. Olivia, step away from the counter. Slowly, before she could move, the lead thug stepped toward her. His eyes gleamed with something vile. Pretty house. Pretty wife. Pity it's not up to code. That was all Jake needed. He moved with trained precision, lunging forward and snapping the man's wrist. The rifle clattered to the floor. Matt delivered a crushing blow to the second assailant's chest, sending him flying into a side table. The third man tried to aim, but was taken down cleanly. 15 seconds. No shouting. No panique. Just surgical efficiency. Olivia stared in shock. What the hell is going on? Marcus groaned, rolling to his side. The leader, now pinned under Jake's knee, spat. We're authorized. This is legal. Matt scoffed. Legal? With duct tape and unregistered rifles. Olivia, still trembling, grabbed her phone. Yes, 911. 3 armed intruders pretending to be HOA enforcement. They've been subdued. Yes. My brothers. They're ex-military. No, we're not hurt. But we could have been. Jake leaned into the pin man. You just walked into the wrong house, wearing the wrong letters. And you have no idea how deep you're in. The house was a mess. Picture frames smashed, a thin line of blood on the floor. But something shifted in the air. Not fear, righteous anger. Sirens approached. Outside, red and blue lights flared. Officers stormed in, guns drawn. Step away from the suspects. Matt raised his hands. We're family. These men broke in. We disarmed them. Jake added, we're ex-Navy. Weapons are on the floor. No one is hurt. The police moved swiftly, securing the intruders. A female officer gently touched Olivia's arm. You okay, ma'am? No, Olivia said firmly. We're okay because my brothers were here. Otherwise, Detective Bramble, a weathered man with a gray beard, surveyed the room. He asked, You recognize any of them? No, Jake said. They came in shouting about HOA inspections. No ID. No warrant. Bramble sighed. You're not the first house this month, but you're the first to fight back. One of the attackers, the youngest, murmured, We were told to check the property. She said they wouldn't call the cops. Jake snapped. Carla. Carla Dunn, HOA board president. She said you were undermining community standards. Matt shook his head. She turned an HOA into a militia. Unit 3, perimeter is cold. Extraction in 10. A radio on one intruder crackled. Backup, Matt muttered. Or spotters. Moments later, Carla's plan collapsed. Her enforcers were arrested. Bramble started a full investigation. Evidence surfaced of an illegal operation under Carla's watch. Her HOA wasn't just overreaching. It was criminal. Carla Dunn was arrested days later at dawn, handcuffed in her silk robe. Neighbors watched in silence. Some filmed. Bramble delivered charges: conspiracy to commit fraud, criminal intimidation, racketeering. Jake and Matt stood quietly by. She thought she'd win with fear, Matt said. But fear only works if no one speaks up, Jake replied. A week later, the community held a forum. No fees, no rules, just neighbors sharing stories. One said he paid over $100,000 in fake fines. Another spoke of being forced to sell. A woman cried as she described tearing up her memorial garden. Jake spoke. No one should live in fear on their own street. Olivia added, this wasn't community. It was control. But we're taking it back. In time, fences were repaired, not by threats, but by kindness. Teens mowed lawns for free. A potluck bloomed on the block. Carla's assets were seized. Over $1.4 million traced through false invoices and shell companies. More arrests followed. A letter from the district attorney arrived at Olivia's home. It read, because of you, justice was not only served, it was seen. One quiet night, Olivia sat on the porch. Jake joined her with tea. You did good, Liv. We all did. She may be gone, but people like her show up elsewhere. So what do we do? Jake paused. We stay ready. We watch for each other. We build something stronger than fear. Matt stepped outside, duffel bag in hand. Ready to head out. You sure you don't need us here longer? Daniel wrapped his arms around Olivia. You gave us back more than safety. You gave us each other again. Weeks passed. The neighborhood didn't change overnight, but the silence broke. People looked each other in the eye again. They waved. Olivia raised a simple hand-stitched flag near the mailbox. White background, 2 diagonal blue stripes. No slogans, just peace, vigilance, unity. It fluttered in the breeze. Not perfect, but real. And finally home,